These are notes for section 3.7, equation of a line in the coordinate plane. In this set of notes, we will be able to find slopes of lines. So first off, let's talk about the slope of a line. The slope of the line is the change of its vertical rise to its horizontal run. So if I'm going to find the slope of this line in red here, all I need to do is find the change of its vertical rise. So I have 2 points right here. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4. We go up 4, so that's the rise over the run. 1, 2, 3. So that would be the slope of that line. I can also have a negative slope in the case of this line. I'm just going to erase the red line. That way it'll be less confusing. And I'll trace this other line in blue. Again, I have the rise. This time I'm going down 2. So negative 2 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So negative 2 over 5. That's how we would find the slope just by counting. What you'll be more familiar with probably is the slope formula. You should have used this a lot in Algebra 1. This is where we have 2 points and it's just y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Sometimes you will also see it written. It's the same thing. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Either one works. For the purposes of this video, we're going to use this equation right here. So we're going to do 1 and 3 together. Do 2 and 4 on your own. So what we're going to do is we're going to say this is x1, y1, and x2, y2. So whenever we just fill in the formula, we have y1, 4, minus y2, 1, all over x1, negative 3, minus x2, which is 2. Whenever we solve for that, we will get a slope of, I'm going to write it to the left, negative 3 over 5. So that's the answer to number 1. So for number 3, again, we just do x1, y1, x2, y2. And then we substitute it. We're going to use that same formula again. So y1 is negative 1 minus y2, 7 over x1, 6 minus x2, 10. So if we do this, negative 1 minus 7 is negative 8 over 6 minus 10, negative 4. Whenever I simplify that, I get 2. So we can also use the calculator to help us with this. Remember, if I just do alpha y equals enter, I just do negative 1 minus 7. I hit the down button, 6 minus 10, and I make sure that I get the same answer, 2. Let's go on. We also have something called slope-intercept form. Again, this should be pretty familiar to you. Y equals mx plus b. This was one of the biggest things that you learned in Algebra 1, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. So they want us to write an equation. So it says, what is an equation of the line with slope 3 and y-intercept negative 5? So that just means m is 3, because remember, m is the slope. And b equals negative 5, because b is the y-intercept. So whenever I fill those in, y equals mx plus b, y is equal to 3x minus 5. That's it. We also have point-slope form. This is probably one of the trickier things that you will do this unit, one of the trickier things you should have learned in Algebra 1. So it says, what is an equation? of the line through -1, 5 with slope 2. We're going to be using this equation right now. So this point is just x1, y1, and 2 is the slope. So whenever I substitute everything in, I just get y minus y1, 5 equals m2 times x minus -1. Remember, the minus negative becomes a plus. So y minus 5 is equal to, I have to distribute 2x plus 2. And then if I want to get y alone, I have to add 5. Remember, I have to combine like terms. The 5 has to go underneath the 2. So that y is equal to 2x plus 7. Sorry about that. And that is it. That's how we use the point slope form. So I want you to try 6 on your own, but we're going to do number 5 together. So we have NP. So it says find the slope of each line and write the equation of the lines in slope-intercept form and y-intercept form. So first, let's find the slope of NP. There's point N, there's point P. Point N is -4, -1. And point P is 4, 5. So I'm going to call 4, 5 x1, y1, and -4, -1 x2, y2. It doesn't matter which one I call x1, y1, and x2, y2. So I think I'm going to have an easier solve whenever I do this. So for number 5, the first thing is find the slope. So remember, the formula for slope was y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Whenever I plug those in, I get 5 minus -1 over 4 minus -4. Just to show you the calculator trick again, alpha y equals, enter, 5 minus -1 over 4 minus -4. The nice thing about this is I don't need to worry about parentheses. I don't need to worry about switching the signs. It does it all for me. So the slope is 3 over 4. So I found the slope. Now I need to write the equation in slope-intercept form. Let's see, so slope-intercept is y equals mx plus b, which is the same as y-intercept. Before I can go there, I need to figure out the point slope. That was y minus y1 m times x minus x1. So whenever I plug this in, remember there's y1 and x1. Y minus 5 is equal to m, which comes from here, 3/4 x minus 4. Now I'm ready to solve it to get it into slope-intercept form. Remember, the first thing we need to do is distribute. So I'm going to have 3/4 x minus 3. Again, if you're not sure of this, you can use the calculator. Alpha y equals, enter, 3/4 times 4. And you'll see that that's 3. We have a minus sign, that's why it's -3. And we still have the y minus 5. Again, I have to add 5. And I'm not adding the 5 to 3/4 x because that's not a like term. So y is equal to 3/4 x plus 2. That's slope-intercept form. So on this page, you should try number 6 and above 2 and 4. So there was 2 and there was 4. So try 2, 4, 6 on your own. I hope this was helpful, and we'll be having a lot more practice on this in class.